Garay, motherfuckers. My little taste of an Australian accent. What's up, motherfuckers? Larry Doom here. We're gonna touch upon UFC 302. Sorry for this late ass video, but you know we got to get this shit out here. UFC 302 main event. It's Pantoja versus Erceg. Uh, it's not the best card, but the UFC's trying to scratch together these fights with limited fighter availability. We just came off at UFC 300 where so many legendary fighters stepped into the octagon and chased that W. We got a lot of injured fighters or fighters ducking other fighters, a whole bunch of crazy fight news that I hope to touch in future videos. But for right now, this is just a video for our UFC 302 picks, 301 picks, just like I did for UFC 300. Let's run through UFC 301 picks real quick and see what old Uncle Larry Doom can fix up for you if you want that money. If you want that money, because I think I got only 2 fights wrong at UFC 300. So take what I'm saying with a bag of salt, motherfucker. Anyway, we're gonna go from top to bottom. We're just gonna cover the main event. I'm not a big prelims guy. I think somebody did tell me in TikTok Live to cover prelims. I'll end this video with my prelim picks. Don't take those picks with a grain of salt because I'm not that much of a UFC, mom's basement over analyst motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I watch this sport for fun. I enjoy it. I want to talk about it on here. That's why I'm here talking to you guys about it. Anyway, top to bottom of the main event. Let's run through it. I'll give you some details. Pantoja versus Erceg, the main event. I'm going to go with Pantoja. As great as Erceg is on the feet, I don't think he's going to be able to survive Pantoja on the ground. He's got excellent boxing. Erceg has excellent boxing. He looks like Michael Scott. I'm going to call him Michael Scott from now on. I'm talking about Pantoja versus Michael Scott, the main event of UFC 301. Michael Scott, he's got good striking. He wasn't a very well-known motherfucking flyweight. He wasn't a well-known flyweight by any means, and then they just picked him up because Brandon Royval and Brandon Moreno have lost to Pantoja so many times. So it's just like, we got to find some fresh competition for this guy. And that's the type of monster Pantoja is. That's how great Pantoja is. That's how great I think he is as well, and how much of a legend he's only going to furthermore be. So I obviously have Pantoja winning this fight. I am going to select Pantoja by 3rd round submission. I don't think he's going to get the KO. I think Pantoja is going to lose the fight on the feet, but I believe Pantoja is going to be able to move the fight to the ground, and then he'll be able to successfully submit Erceg. So I've got Pantoja being outclassed on the feet. He won't be knocked out by any means, but he will be outclassed, and Pantoja will have to resort to his ground game, just like he had to do against Moreno. So yeah, Pantoja by 3rd round submission. On to the next fight. We got Martinez versus Aldo, the legend, the king of Rio, the UFC all-time great. Could be considered the GOAT of his weight class. Jose Aldo against up-and-coming Martinez. If you didn't catch it now, go and watch it immediately. Check out the stare down between these two when they faced off. I think they did today. I'm pretty sure there'll be a press conference tomorrow. I don't know why they had a stare down today, but they did. They came up, they took pictures for the fight, and they looked each other in their soul. And it was crazy, man. Martinez did not duck any smoke. Both of them were butting heads, and it was about to get physical until one of the security guards grabbed Aldo and pulled him away. I don't know why he just only grabbed Aldo, but he only grabbed Aldo and pulled him away. I guess it's because Aldo is more dangerous, at least in my eyes. And that should reveal who I do have for this fight. I do have Aldo winning this fight. I'm going to go Jose Aldo by decision. I think Martinez is young, hungry. He's going to be durable in there. I think he's going to be able to ward off submissions and take shots, take heavy shots, and be able to last the whole fight. And I have Aldo winning on points and damage. So I'm gonna take Jose Aldo by decision against Martinez for the co-main. On to the next fight: Pereira versus Muradov. I'm gonna go with Muradov. I think it's Michael Pereira. I've seen Pereira fight. I know he's very crazy athletic. He's also kind of weird in the way he celebrates and moves. And I think that's gonna work to his disadvantage. I've got Pereira losing that fight to Muradov. By what? I don't really know, so I'm just gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna go with a Muradov third round TKO. Let's go ground and pound. On to the next, Mr. I win on paper, Anthony Smith or Alex. Yes, is it Anthony Smith? Pretty sure it's Anthony Smith. We all know this guy well, Mr. On paper. He beats everybody on paper. He beats John Jones on paper. He beats Alex Pereira on paper. On paper, he is the GOAT. Just sadly, in reality, he isn't. He's fighting Petrino. I've got Petrino winning that fight. I'm going to go with Petrino, round 2 TKO. I think Smith is absolutely going to get battered in there. He is tough. He is pretty durable. I don't think he'll be able to take every one of Petrino's shots. And I think Smith is going to get knocked out or ground and pounded into oblivion in the second round of this fight because Petrino is a badass. On to the next and final fight of the main card. We've got Brito versus Shore. Two fighters I don't even fucking know who they are, but I think it's Brito is the darker one of the two and looks like a pretty like a dark version of Merab. But I've seen a couple of their fights, of their past fights, and I'm going to choose Brito in this fight. By what? Let's just go out on a limb and choose Brito by decision. This is not a well known like I know everybody on this card type of card, but I do know some people, but those two I definitely don't know. And to wrap it up, I'm going to go through the prelims and early prelims. I won't give you by what, but I'll give you who's winning. I'll give you by what of some fights that I definitely know how it's going to end. The other ones, I don't know these people that well, so I'll just tell you who I think is winning. I've seen most of their fights, but I haven't studied them well enough to be so sure of what they'll win by. But I'll give you who, and I'll give you by what of the fights that I do know for sure by what. And that is Craig versus Borrallo. I know both fighters, and I'm gonna go with Borrallo because Craig, he's a shifty dude. He is skillful, but I don't know. I don't see him beating Borrallo. I'll go Borrallo. I'll make it interesting and go Borrallo by second round decision. Oh man, it's a big old name. This is a women's fight. Kowalkiewicz versus Lucindo. I'll go with Lucindo, Brazilians. Silva versus Gomes. I'm going with Gomes. Silva versus Close. I'm going to go with Close. Brainer versus Oral by. I've got Oral by second round submission. He is not a dark horse. He's an up and comer, and everybody's going crazy about him. He's trending in UFC media because he looks like a fucking caveman. Barbosa versus Karkite. I've got Barbosa winning that fight. Bonfim versus Pichel. I'll go with Pichel, mustache. And then the bottom two, Costa versus Borjas. I've got Borjas winning that fight. And Ruffy versus Malarkey. It's Malarkey, right? I've got Malarkey because Malarkey is a crazy-ass last name, and he looks like the poor man's Tom Aspinall. And that's those are your picks for UFC 302. Take them with a bag of salt because your boy's making these picks go through magically, man. Call me Mystic Mac. Call me the Black Mystic Mac. Mystic Black is back. Fuck you guys.